guys, welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness. On this wonderful Wednesday, I have to get this up in the morning. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. So, my girls are not awake, so I can't be honking double C's. And my cleaning lady is coming, and I have lessons all afternoon. So I don't know if I see fit, find a way to get a few minutes and put up something honking. I wanted to do the first notes of the day today, as if you watched yesterday's video. I've done enough of those, guys. You'll have to trust me on that. But yeah, there was one I really wanted to get in, and it goes right to the core of the whole thing. True power, super chops, trumpet yoga. It comes to the whole thing. It's a comment on the comment section yesterday. Ralph, I'm not getting how you can keep the corners relaxed as you go up in range. Yeah, guys, that's it. That's it. Listen, I've talked a lot about Jerry's system morphing over the years. You get something on Monday, by the time Friday, he's got something different. I get it. But the first thing he ever said to me, how many years ago? Okay? After what's your name, who's your uncle, Vacchiano, da-da-da. Once we got down to brass tack, the number one rule, and the number one rule in my book, is that you do not tighten the corners in any way, shape, or form. You can call it firmness, you can call it whatever you want, but it is not tightening the corners. That never changed. Never changed. And Jerry was an absolute freak of nature at that. He just somehow divorced his mind from ever stretching. Just never happened. Stretching is tension. Tension, there's no place for it. Now, I've said before, Keith, that and Keith Stone was the guy, he put his name on it, so I don't mind using his name. I said dozens of times, if you watch these videos, you can't just, that's not a double C. It is not a double C, never said it was, but there is no corners involved. None. There's probably, how many people in the world? Faddis, Morrison is a handful that could do that have people literally pull at their corners and it doesn't affect their buzz one bit. Doesn't affect their buzz one bit. Okay? Now, I don't do that while I'm playing because it bounces around. I've tried it. I had my wife and daughter, and it bounces around. So I'm just doing it with the spit buzz. If that doesn't prove it, I don't know what else does. All right? Now, there has to be firmness. And Keith talked about, or was it Nick or somebody, talked about an isometric. Yes, guys, I've been doing this forever. This is not this. This is bad. This is good. And yes, Keith, this is very, very firm. But I'm not firming it from the corners. I got a vibrato because my body's shaking. But it didn't affect the buzz a bit. All right? Now, this has to be firm. This is this. When you use the isometric, if that's the bottom lip and that's the tongue, if you do that, you can feel every muscle in your upper torso flexing, like a muscle flexes. Okay? That holds firm. There is your compression, but it is not this. Now, he talked about if you're going to press the bottom lip into the tongue, you have to use the corners. No, you don't. You just don't. Guys, they're non-existent. Vacchiano, none of them could do this and not pull it apart. Why? I'm not using the corners. They're not firm. They're not. This is firm. On the other hand, yes, I can pull it apart, but it's hard to do. It's very, very firm. Low notes, high notes, it does not change the buzz one bit. Guys, keep working with it. Now, I will say, Keith, I don't know what you're using for a mouthpiece. It does not work on any other mouthpiece other than 1SB, Calit, or some form of a Calit. It doesn't work. The other Calit mouthpieces do not work to the same degree. Guys, get yourself a mouthpiece. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. Now, here's another thing. The 1SB mouthpiece, guys, you cannot stretch on a 1SB mouthpiece or it shuts off. Now, some guys say, well, I can't play it. Well, you can play it. You can't play it the way you would with tight corners. You absolutely can play it. But if you play it correctly, it holds you in and it completely 100% prohibits you from tightening, or it will shut off. Guys, that's all there is to it. That's the number one rule. It's not going to change. Now, even to this day, I occasionally will fool around with this and try to get a little different, like a la Jerry. Usually I screw myself up and go back to what I was doing, and it comes right back. I know a lot of my students that do that. Okay? But guys, there is no tension in the corners. None. Look at Horst Fischer. Look at John Faddis. Look at Maurice. Guys, there is no tension. Now, I am going to put one of my favorite links of Maurice Andre playing the Telemann Concerto in D, the first movement. It is a long, glorious, sustained legato part. And you tell me where there is 1 ounce of tension in that tone. And look at the chops. There's no tension there. That's why they have the chops we do. And I'm not talking, they do. And I'm not talking about the genius part of it. Okay? You know that. Guys, there is nobody in the world that cannot have those chops. Every single one of you can have those chops and more. And better chops. That doesn't make you a better player than them. And better chops. But you're not going to do it with tight corners. And you can put all the pencils and all the gadgets, but you are pinched, strained. Now, I'm not saying you can't tighten up and play high notes. Go on the internet. Just close your eyes and go on the internet. Every single one of them is playing with a pinched tone. Every single one of them is playing with a pinched tone. And when you say, well, it sounds pretty good to me, take off the reverb. God, some guys are in echo chambers. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I'm in St. Patrick's Cathedral. No, you're not. You're sitting in your basement and you're distorting your tone. That's what you're doing. But I want you to ask yourself a question. All these guys on the internet that are squeaking and squawking out high notes for whatever system, ask yourself a question. Put them in a section between Lynn Nicholson, Stan Mark, and Nick Drozdoff. Ain't gonna happen, baby. You won't hear one note they play. Wee, 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 scratch. That are tight corners. Case closed. Harry James. No tight corners there, baby. All right. Anyway, enough said. I got to get going. And I got to make my girls their juice. Eat and drink your fruits and vegetables and live your life with true power. Not the fake stuff, true power. Love you all.